2, 1. Good evening, guys. This is Irene, and we have two guys with us tonight. So we have Tom. Ciao, Tom.
Hi there, Rennie. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. What about you?
Doing well.
And I'm very excited because tonight we also have with us Craig Lax, the Nemesis 69. Ciao, Craig. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Rennie. Tom, how you doing?
Welcome. I'm fine, thanks. Welcome. Welcome with us. I'm so happy. Tonight I'm not going to speak at all. I will leave you. I will leave you guys speaking. I will just let me check if I can change. Okay, during the qualifying time I can change the cars. Okay, Simone is saying that he has already fixed everything, so it should be fine. Okay, guys, please do your best.
Well, I wanted to let Craig know that there's bagel chips and spinach and avocado dip in the back, but it's 2 weeks old, so I would kind of stay away from it. It's from last race.
Yes, last race, 2 weeks.
Welcome, Craig. Flashpoint representing.
Yeah, man.
Hello, everybody out there watching.
I have to check the chat. Sorry, guys. I didn't. I am. Well, I'm pretty confused tonight. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm. I don't know, shy and excited at the same time because there is Craig Lax with us. Probably. I don't know. I'm not used to be with him, so that's why probably. Okay, I have to go to look on Twitch channel.
Well, you should be fine. As far as I can tell, Craig doesn't bite.
No?
I'll leave it to you experts. You can take control.
Okay, let me check if everything is okay here. Okay. So, how many drivers, because I can't remember how many drivers we have in of the Flashpoint team.
Well, we
Craig.
should have 4 today
4?
taking part. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Yes.
Dan Lewis. We have Rocco Tamanoidis. We have Erie Riley. And we should have James Gansey. All from Flashpoint today.
So, Gensi is also, yes, I can see the car in the pit stop, at the pit stop, and I see the black Flashpoint livery. So yes, livery. So yes. Okay, so tonight, how many people do we have? We should have 19 drivers, maybe. Because no, more than 9. No. I'm kidding. No, 21. 21 drivers. 22 now. Okay, 22.
Which is a decent sized grid. This track isn't the longest track in the world either, and it is a multi-class race, so this is going to be a good one.
Should be very interesting. Like it's what is it? Track. It's 2.6 miles. 2.6 miles long. So I think they're going to catch the GT4s up pretty quick. There's only 10 turns within the circuit.
I don't remember. Sorry, I didn't study. I don't remember which track it is. Which track is
It's
this
the main,
tonight?
the main layout. It's all like the GP circuit.
In Austria?
Yeah, we're in Austria, that's right. Spielberg is,
Spielberg.
Yep, Spielberg, Austria, nestled nicely between the mountains here. You may be familiar with it from its real name, which is the Red Bull Ring. It's on the F1 calendar as well. One of the most famous tracks in the world.
Okay, we have in the chat Bobby to Daisler. that says, "Hey Rocco, multitasking, huh? Driving with one hand, typing in chat with the other." So, Rocco, Rocco,
And listen to the stream.
and there is also, well, there is also Rocco that is writing and is typing, of course, and there is also another person that belongs to the team Underwood, because we have lots of supporters for Underwood. James, is it correct? James
Jason.
Underwood. Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Jason, sorry.
Jason, the Underwood Army is representing.
So welcome everybody who is following us on our Twitch channel. Okay, it's gonna be interesting tonight. We are having the first drivers that they are having their good timings. Hawkins with 1.37 and also Wanya with 1.37 Not bad.
Yeah, right now the GT4s have taken the track. We've split up the qualifying session into two parts. The first part, the GT4 competitors
Yes.
will make their ways around, and then they'll vacate the track and allow the GTEs to go through and take their turn. We found that was the best solution, so that that the drivers don't have to be worried about slower cars on track. We want everyone to get as clean of lap as possible. It's difficult enough in F1 when they're all stacked up at the line with a few seconds to go. Can't imagine if you had F1 cars mixed in with like Copa Montanas or something.
It's nice and tight at the top four. Less than half a second separating them at the moment.
Okay, I really hope that it won't happen the same thing of the last time. I mean, I hope that everything will be okay, really. I'm a little bit worried, but Simone granted me that everything has been fixed and everything should be fine. So I'm checking now, but actually qualifying time was not the problem, was not the real problem. The problem was after, during the race. So okay. So I'm reading from the chat that JB Wood 77 wrote team 4 above Chris Collison and Jason Underwood. So are Jason Underwood and Chris Collison do they belong to the same team? No, or no?
Yes, they do. They
okay.
started a new team called 4 Above Racing. Jason and Chris are the two members representing this. Right now, it's a small group of 4. It's a joint South African and UK venture, and they finally got around to doing it. And the shout out to this new team, a new competitor to Flashpoint.
Hehe. Craig.
Hello.
Ciao. What? A new competitor. What do you think about that?
Oh, they're great lads. we race with them all the time. You know, they're getting better and better most weeks, so it's all good. Good competition.
Craig, you probably want to hop out of the chat and get into the car now, right?
Yeah.
Get the juices flowing.
Yeah, it's nice sometimes just to not be involved in the hustle and bustle sometimes. Obviously, with my work schedule, that's why for the latter rounds I would miss half of the races, so hence why I'm not involved.
Hey guys, look at Hawkins, 1.36.
Yeah, he's driving the McLaren, which is really, I think, it's the class car of this field, and he's putting in some really solid times now. The tires are warming up. The track temperature isn't that cool. It's not that hot, but it's right there. So he should be getting max grip right about now, and it shows.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there, Tom. 26 is probably the perfect temperature to keep the tyres in check. for maximum lap times. That's a really good lap from Dennis.
You know, there's some rain clouds. There were some rain clouds expected looking at the forecast for the past couple of weeks, but it looks like these guys have caught a break, and this might be a dry race today.
I
But
hope
it will
so.
be kind of at nighttime, so they're going to have to deal with. It doesn't seem like the sun's going to be a problem. You know, sometimes when the sun hits the horizon, certain corners can be blind. But it looks like with the overcast conditions, that won't be a problem. So you can see Dennis has his headlights on.
Yes.
Especially guys in, if any guys in VR, it's obviously a bit more amplified, isn't it? With the sun and stuff.
Well, the time right now should be 10 past 5 p.m. Around 5 p.m. So
This is Mark Wania on track 2.
yes.
Cutting into Dennis's time. Mark Wania from Great Britain.
Ah, okay. So we have
Richard
lots
just
of
not far behind as well.
drivers. We have lots of drivers from UK. Craig, isn't it?
Yeah. There's quite a lot of UK drivers in this time round. Yeah. Just trying to see how many there is. At least half the pack.
Bobby Two Dazzler writes in chat that Matty Burnham and himself are the other two members of Above 4, or 4 Above, excuse me. Welcome, Bobby.
Yes, and there is also, and he also wrote that they are coming for you, Nemesis. That was the most important part of the message.
Need a few
in
more.
Real life. Should Nemesis be worried? Is someone going to be showing up on his doorstep with a
with a printout? I'll beat your lap time.
Yeah.
There is also Smoikle, there is to say Carmine Carpentiero in the chat watching tonight the race. Ciao Carmine. Carmine is a very, very, very nice driver. And I'm really very sorry that he is not participating. I don't remember, but no, because he's participating to the other championship, the Italian one. So only Italian people. Unfortunately, because he's a good driver. Well, next championship, I wanna see Carmine Carpentiero and Nemesis 69 fighting.
Yeah, hopefully we can get
And
a big one going in the summer.
and also, of course, Rocco, and also, of course, Chris Collison, and also Dan Lewis, and so on, and Jason Underwood, why not? And so on.
It's worth mentioning Jason had a fantastic first round at Spa for the fans on board watching him. He had quite a mega result.
Looks like we have about a minute left on track for the GT4 competitors. Are probably going to clean up their last couple laps here. This is Simone driving the Ginetta. He has experience with the Super Cup. Craig, is there much difference between the GT4 and the Super Cup? Or they drive the same?
They pretty much drive the same. I'm pretty much sure it was the ABS was the difference.
Okay, so he should have experience with this from last championship, so he's quite comfortable with this car.
In terms of the handling and how it reacts, it's like for like. It's just more or less the brakes.
Gotcha.
Top 3, really nice and tight. 7 temps come in the top 3. It'll be a very interesting battle there. Rondana. He's 2 tenths off the second and third place. The great lap, 1:37.
Thunder Goose has just written, why aren't 4 above racing team fielding their strongest drivers? Maybe he's speaking about Bobby and Matty, or I don't know. Please, Thunder Goose. I mean, if I remember well, Chris Collison is a very, very, very good driver, and Chris Collison. I know, Chris Collison and Jason Underwood are in the other part of the qualifying time, right? They are coming right now.
Yes, they're in the GTE class.
Ah, Thunder Goes is Matty. Sorry, Thunder Goes. I'm Bobby. Sorry, I don't know all of you guys, all your real names. So I'm sorry.
I think we got caught in a little bit of an inside joke there. Little rub on Chris and Jason going on. There's already a behind the video, VH1 behind the video developing here, or behind the band, or whatever they call that show. Some intra-team rivalries. All right, so look at that nice livery. That's wonderful.
I'm hoping that they sort the shaking out soon. It's been a pet hate of mine since they released these cars. You see that, Tom?
What's that?
The shaking of the cars on the replays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
I've done some digging, and it really is kind of complicated because the game has to not only calculate the position speed of the cars on track, but it's also communicating live track information, dynamic weather, all of these things, and certain cars are just susceptible to these types of these body movements that are unnatural. And it has to do with the host of the server, it has to do with the server itself, all of the cars communicating the upload speeds of each of the drivers, things like that. So it's all part of the net code, unfortunately. It's one of those things that they're probably working on.
It's funny that only the BM's affected. I think the Corvette also.
Corvette's
oh
a
no,
little
the
bit.
Porsche. The Porsche, sorry. So it's the Porsche and BMW, but most of the other cars on the game aren't affected by it, which is rather unusual.
Yeah. As you can notice, some of the cars are shaking a little bit more. Some of the BMWs, I should say, are shaking a little bit more than the others. So it's all part of the zeros and ones of live simulated racing. Yeah, I hope they get it cleaned up too.
Hey guys, we have Riley with 1.24.18 and Rocco Tamadois with 1.24 and 25.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight battle today.
Nice laps. Where I'm expecting to see the guys into 123s, low 123s in qualifying.
Okay. And who is Kelm?
Marcus Kelm, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know him. Well, it is my second time that I see him here. So
Marius Kelm was in the first race. He was keeping Rocco honest, and then he fell back after the pit rotation, I think, in the second half of the race. I think he came in fifth, maybe.
Yeah, I think watching the race back, I think he it seemed like he might have struggled on his tyres a little bit more than Rocco in the latter stages of the race.
okay, so I'm just on Dan Lewis, looking at Dan Lewis. But meanwhile, I just wanted to read the message from Bobby, because Bobby said that Chris Collison and I think Jason Underwood, they sent deliveries at really maybe 2 hours ago, and so Simone had to fix everything and to manage the situation because they have really very nice levers. I agree, I really agree, and he said hours in Photoshop not wasted. And so yes, they have these nice levers with black and white and the UK flag. Um, very very nice. But in the meantime, we have Rocco Tamanoidis, as you said, Craig, with 1.23, and also Dan Lewis with 1.23. Not bad. So, do you want to go with Rocco and see Rocco for a while from his cockpit? Here we are. Now we are with Rocco.
Yep.
He's shaking a lot. No,
Yeah.
no, I have to go out. I have to go out. I can't be here. Okay. Okay. Let's see, let's see. Ah, okay. To the pit. Let's go on.
Yep. So that's a strategy. These cars, the fresh rubber, lasts for about 2 to 3 laps, which would be like a decent out lap and a couple of hot laps. After that, the pace sort of starts to normalize. So during the quali session, if you see guys coming in halfway through, it's to get some fresh boots on, and then they do another set of 3 laps or so and see how that goes. So that's why you'd see Dan and Rocco hit the pits. I don't think it's as big as a factor with the GT4s from earlier, because I believe their tires are hard slicks, whereas the GTEs they feature soft tires.
Yeah, normally about a 3-lap window, isn't it?
Yep.
Believe it or not, it's actually faster out on the first lap. Always is.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess if you really wanted to be a sly fox, you could, take the out lap and pretty cautiously and not scrub too much. Obviously, you don't want to have your brakes and tires cool off too much, but taking that out lap like you're doing a flyer is probably not the best strategy. If you really wanted to squeeze every single tenth out in the second lap, that's the one that counts. So if you wanted to keep your tire temperatures and your brake temperatures in mind while you cross the start finish line for that first hot lap, it's really, if you're min-maxing and you want to squeeze everything out of the car, that's definitely something that you need to do here. And as with these guys at the times that they're running that are so close to each other, I'd assume that that's probably going on.
Very tight at the top. With Rocco and Dan. Nothing in it. Less than a tenth.
Okay.
There we have Matt Nicol-Jones.
That's a great lap from
Yep.
From him.
Rocco now is in the first position, eh? Not bad.
Yes.
Let's see if anybody can hit the 22s. Do you think that's possible, Craig?
Most definitely. It's definitely possible. I mean, 28, 22 8. No, there's no doubts. It's definitely possible.
Did you reach the 22 ever? Have you ever reached?
Yeah, well, obviously at TT, I'm in 22.4. But in lobbies, I'm like high 22.
You're running in TT mode, which is what Craig is talking about. The tracks are 100% pristine, fully rubbered in, which makes a difference on grip. So basically the highest grip that the track can provide. Whereas in these racing situations, the tracks are more dynamic and they kind of accumulate not only rubber on the racing line, but also dirt and marbles offline as well.
I see. Okay, now I understand. Thank you for explaining me. So probably this is you guys are used to know these things, but not for me. So I'm glad that you, thank you that you explained me.
No, I know for sure that Craig knows the difference. He's at that edge where every inch of grip matters. So when he's off the racing line, he can definitely feel it, and it's something that novice drivers, if you're looking for it, you can find it and you'll see it. My first encounter with it in like an in your face kind of, oh wow, the track is gripped in this spot, was with the Corvette C3R at Spielberg Historic a couple of weeks ago when I was testing that car,
Mhm.
and man, if you took that car offline, it was just a completely different car. And then
Yeah.
you get back right on the line and you were like okay with it. Like it's still a handful, but you can definitely tell the difference. And with these guys, with the track times they're putting in, staying in that racing line is an important thing. But also you can see that they're hitting some of the rumble strips, and that's just to maintain momentum, not scrub too much speed. You want to use every inch of the track, left to right and right to left.
We've got an identical time. Riley and Marius Kelm, or they just did have, sorry, it's changed now. Riley's gained a little bit gap. Quite close to top three now.
Erie Riley I mentioned this last race. He's been with Flashpoint for I guess a little over a year, right, Craig? But he's just joined the Automobilista 2 team. His background is in Project Cars 2, just like Craig's is, and he also plays other racing platforms like ACC. So he is a very fast driver, and he's just going to get faster and faster. It's going to be scary with Dan Lewis, Rocco, and Erie, and at the 1, 2, 3s. Hopefully James can get up there too. I'm rooting for
He
him
was
too.
just qualified, hasn't he, for the semi-finals? There's the SR. Is it the SRO Esports?
Yeah, he did. And you would know more than any how difficult it is to cross-platform drive. The
Mm.
cars do not drive the same at all.
It's just a case of how good he will get. I mean, he's brand new to this game. It's quite scary. He's chucking out them sort of times within 2-3 weeks of playing the game. He's definitely going to be one to watch.
There's back on Rocco.
May I ask? May I ask you guys a question? Probably it's a stupid question, but I will try. It's an attempt. Um, the Flashpoint team has the same livers for all the members. I mean, Rocco has got the same one as Dan Lewis, as Riley, and so on. Are they the same? Do they have the same livers? I mean, are they identical?
Yeah, they're
Yes,
they're exactly identical. And the
identical.
reason why is because the M8 doesn't have very many livery slots. So I
Uh
wanted
huh.
to do Simone a favor and not take up half the livery slots with
Thank you.
Flashpoint guys.
No,
Um,
because it's hard for me to understand. Not now because I changed the name and so it's easy. But um, well, it would be nice. This is my opinion. Thank you, first of all, for thanking for Simone, for for caring for him, because obviously it's not. What's happening? Okay, Simone is saying to me, look how close are Rocco and then Lewis and Riley. Yes, and Daniele Belladonna.
Daniela Belladonna, that's a name we haven't mentioned today yet. So he's definitely going to be up there too. Marius
Top
is in the
10.
23s.
The top 10, less than a second.
That's
This is
unreal.
going to be flames. This is going to be flames. But as we all well know, it's not. It's not all about the pace. Quite a track there, you have to have the momentum and have the flow, like you mentioned before. Using the green, using the rumble, just carrying that momentum and the speed through the exits.
Yeah, that turn 1 corner is just so so vital. There's a lot of what makes this track interesting for me is that there's a lot of places you can gain time, but also places that you can lose time. And
Exactly.
it seems like every sector has just a crucial corner that you have to get right.
The two corners we just witnessed there. What's the first one? The Nicky Lauda curve. If you're not getting a good exit out of there, you're losing a lot down the back straight. Same at corner 2. I think is it no, turn 3, Remus. Some guys tend to drop down to gear 1 there, but you might get a lot of wheel spin. But you can use pull out with gear 2. Like you say, there is a lot of areas where you can lose time.
Is this Erie's last shot at the pole here?
Looks like it. Could it be a Senna? Did he take it on the last?
Ooh, he kept it in the limits.
Maximizing.
Oh, that's very close. But yes, maximizing for sure. Let's see what he can do.
Time is almost over. 30
Not quite.
seconds.
Not quite.
Okay, Steelcast Tom, when the qualifying time is over, I remind you to go out and then coming back getting as a spectator, right? Okay, we go
Right.
with the spot now. Okay, guys, we are back. And yes, I can change and I can see all the drivers I want. So happy about that. Guys, are you there? Craig, are
My
you there?
fingers are uncrossing right now.
Yes, 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 yes. We have just 49 seconds to go. And then it will start.
Do we have a formation lap today?
Ce l'abbiamo? Sì? Yes, we
Yeah.
have the formation lap. Yes. Yes, we have
Okay,
it.
great.
Do we have the all for all the races? The formation lap? Yes, we have. Yes, I was asking to Simone. Yes, we have the formation lap for all the races.
Can I just see how good them visuals look there with all the headlights on?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Craig, can you see all the members of your team in front?
Yeah.
It's scaring.
We've got James a little bit further down, but I expect to see him make some inroads. Oh.
We start with the formation lap.
Yep, and then for the GTE category, the top 3 qualifiers are Rocco Tamanoidis, Dan Lewis, and Erie Riley. For the GT4 category, we have Dennis Hawkins, Matt Wania, and Salvatore Rodano.
Was that the guys who finished top 3 at Spa? I know Dennis won, didn't he? Did Mark finish? Yeah. I know Rodano had a podium, didn't he? I'm sure he did.
Guys, there is Cose Cinesi, my friend Cose Cinesi, that is asking, can you explain the difference, pros and cons of driving with TC off or with TC active?
I think it boils down to personal preference.
And then he says maybe it is of interest to many. Okay, and so on. Okay, let me. And
Oh,
if TC active, which settings for low or hide presence?
with
Sorry.
these GTEs, like you say, it comes down to personal preference. But myself personally, I don't use any traction control in the GTE class at all, because all that you're doing is just limiting your traction out of the corner. Yes, you might get a little bit tiny, little bit wheel spin, but it just limits the power, the actual launch off the corner to maximize grip. Obviously, Tom would able to,
Yeah, I
tell
would.
you a bit more, but
For advice, I'd definitely, for the cars that have traction control, I would set them on your wheel, and keep them in the incremental units, 1 to 10. I wouldn't set them as low, high, or medium. I don't even think that works. You want to have the incremental unit set, and it basically limits the wheel slip of the tires, and it helps you control the car in slippery track conditions and keeping the tire temperatures in check. So
We are starting, guys.
here we go,
here
guys.
we go.
They
We're across the
go.
line, and they're off. Rocco
Oh,
taking a defensive line in the first turn, but that means Dan's going to have a nice run down the back straight.
Yeah, switch back.
Beautiful switch back there.
I think sometimes you can set yourself up when you're
oh.
defensive line. Nice pass. Well, got switch back again.
And it looks like Erie does an ambitious attempt.
And there is also Daniele Belladonna behind.
And Daniela takes advantage of Erie there.
Richard Goshi got disconnected. Sorry, man. In the GT4 class.
Rocco, another defensive line, keeping Daniela behind him, which was very smart of him to do. He wants to be able to consolidate his position and then deal with Dan Lewis ahead of him.
And behind Belladonna there is Riley, who is very close to Belladonna.
Dennis still leading the GT4s away. The GT4's top 3 is the same as the qualified in running order at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't see anything happen in the background there.
No.
So I think everyone got off cleanly, and it looks like they all maintain their position, their qualifying position.
Very nice clean start from definitely from all the drivers, from what we could see anyway.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing back there. You can tell some of them are going a little bit wide.
Look at Riley. Look at Riley with Daniele Belladonna.
Riley on Belladonna.
Riley going to go for the overtake at turn 2.
Ah!
Oh, sharp hairpin right there. Nice. Make it stick. The important thing is when you cut that corner, you got to get that traction.
Who's there?
And he
Marius.
found it.
Marius behind Daniele.
Did you see the difference there, though? He tried the same move against Rocco, but with having the inside line, you've got less grip on the inside. You need to be taking it out to the apex on the left to get maximum grip out the corner.
Yeah.
That time he managed to come across Belladonna and have that push to like get away from him,
And it looks like Marius definitely took advantage of Belladonna there. Uh-oh. Marius got off a little bit. Belladonna's going to counterattack. I think Daniela's going to be out to get that position back.
Keep an eye on Coleman Corkery as well. I know he's got some good pace. He's going to be pushing Belladonna all the way.
Oh, he's very close. Is he going to go for it here? No. Thought better of it.
Thought about it. Took back in.
But no, the climb up the mountain. This is going to be a gunfight right here between Coleman and Daniela.
Yeah. Man.
See, that's the thing when you've got a big straight like that, you're only allowed so many moves, aren't you? You can only be so defensive.
Yep. Let's see if Marius could do the over-under.
He's covered it off, so you don't get as much grip on that inside line.
Coleman.
If he looks like he has.
No.
He's got the line for the
Yeah, this one, I think this is
Coleman
an easier
Corky.
one.
Coleman Corky overtakes Belladonna now. Yes, just
Coleman.
overtaken. Yes.
Wonderful move by Coleman. That was a three corner overtake in development.
That was executed perfectly, really.
Yeah, just
He
wonderful.
set it up.
And the most important thing is getting that traction out of turn 2. If you, just like you said, Craig, if you don't get traction out of turn 2, you're just giving it up. But he got it together, and I imagine his traction control is set to 0. It looks like Jason Underwood has gained a position on James Gansey, and he's closing in on Chris Collison.
Yeah, I think James
draft.
must have had an accident or some sort of off track. He was up to 7th. He's dropped right back to 12th now. Chris and Jason look like they're quite close together, fighting it out.
Yes, Jason seems to be faster than Chris.
And Thomas is not too far away from Chris either. There's plenty of battles everywhere where you look on track.
Thomas Marlitis, the only competitor in the Corvette C8R. God bless him.
I mean, to add to that, it's not a slouch of a car. It's not the Porsche. I know Thomas is a good driver, so in the right hands.
Oh!
We
have an overtake.
Speed.
Underwood
And
took advantage of Collison there.
Oh,
We have an off.
yes, Marlitis went out.
We just were talking about Thomas. I hope we didn't jinx him there.
that was a curse.
But Underwood, what a move. I think Collison made a little bit of mistake, but, all it takes is that, 1 or 2 tenths. And these guys are right on you.
Rocco's back in the lead, isn't he? Did I miss the overtake?
Yeah, we missed it. Rocco took the lead.
No! Sorry,
Here's
guys.
a counter attack by Dan Lewis.
Oh, man.
Dan's on the attack. Looks like Dan's going to take him yet.
And then Lewis just...
Inside line, Rocco might have a better pull out the corner if he gets the traction.
Look at them.
Drag race. Dan's got the inside line. Rocco's covered it off. That's sensible.
It looks like that inside line is actually pretty strong, so everyone should keep that in their memory banks. And over and under can work there. What a great race so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to let Riley back in contention. The more the two guys fight up front, could have a showdown. Here comes Riley now.
Yep. All these battles are all of the times they're side by sides. People aren't driving their optimum lines. They're being more cautious with cars around them. It allows the cars behind them, a couple of tenths and lets them catch up. And that's exactly what's happening here. So Erie's back in it.
He's going to drag Marius with him as well. So once Marius can see them top 3 cars, he's going to want to push to try keep up. So I would expect him to cut that gap down a touch.
Meanwhile, Belladonna is coming for Coleman Corky again.
Belladonna's in the draft. I think they both got really good exits there, so I don't think he's going to be able to make anything of this right now. Oh, no! Oh no!
Daniele.
It's just one of those corners, man. It can bite you. It just comes and snaps at you if you get a little ambitious.
It's the downshift what snaps the car on that corner. If you're too violent with your gear change going down the box, it tends to spike the rear because it's on it's off camber.
Yeah, definitely.
So you have to obviously you've got to more or less let the momentum of the car and the rotation, and then slowly drop the gear as you turn them.
And is that Rick Manders that we have that took advantage there?
Yes, he's moved up to 6th year. That's really good for Rick.
From the Netherlands.
Brian
The
Gardner.
the
He's up
guys
to
are
8th.
passing. The guys are passing the what's the name of the other type of the car?
The GT4s. It
Yeah.
looks like Leo in Antuono is being overtaken by the lead competitors, and you can see Dan Lewis is flashing his lights as well, letting them know, as if they wouldn't know.
I don't think they don't. Obviously, they see them coming in the mirrors, Tom, but I think there's something about us in the chat that the GT4 guys is not getting blue flags distributed on the game.
I'm seeing alerts in the text at the bottom left here in the replay, though. So I'm wondering if it's hopefully it's coming through to the guys.
So it's getting interesting.
Oh, it looks like Rocco just really got eaten up there, and it looks like Erie Riley might be trying to take advantage here.
Let's just give Dan a nice big lead there.
Yep.
Almost 3 seconds. You know, if you're gonna, Dan would be looking at that now. We want to stretch his legs. Some power laps in.
Yeah, it looks like Dan's got a little bit of clean track in front of him, and still Rocco's still got to clear some competitors, and Erie's got his fangs out. Here comes Erie. That's
Riley and Rocco side by side.
it's a drag race.
The switchback this.
No.
Time it on the brakes. Get the nose in. Not quite. It's like Dennis has got quite a comfortable lead in the GT4s at the moment.
So, Craig, I know that you have most of your experiences in the premier classes when you're doing multi-class events. How is it like for the GT4 drivers here when they're trying to make their moves on their own and they're constantly being frustrated because they have to pull over because of blue flags? Uh-oh, someone has an off here. Looks like someone has an off back here. An M8, it looks like had an off. Might have been Chris Collison. He was trying to clear some GT4 class competitors and got off a little bit. But my question was how difficult it is for the slower class of a multi-class field to, is it easier to make an overtake? You try to take your chances and grab an opportunity, or do you find it more difficult?
If you're a GT4 driver,
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, what the guys need to remember is, they've got their race going on. It's not obviously to worry too much about the guys coming up behind them. They're not entitled to have to completely move out the way if they're in battles. It's up to the GTE drivers to navigate past them. That being said, you don't want the GT4 drivers doing any sort of swapping lanes or swerving from side to side.
Right.
But I mean, they've just got to get their heads down and concentrate on what they've got to do. Obviously, if they've got enough room and they're not battling, they can, But I don't think even if I was a GT4 driver, I wouldn't be slow enough to sort of let these guys through. If I had a race to be won.
Yeah, there's definitely points at stake for them as well. So
yeah.
It just appears to me that based on the track times, it looks like after the GTEs have gone through some of the GT4s, that the GT4 class is sort of spread out a little bit more than it was. And I didn't see very many opportunities for the GT4 drivers to take advantage during that little, those little scrums there. But it looks like Salvador is closing in on Mark Wania. And it looks like Dan Lewis is taking a commanding lead out front as well.
He's got 5 seconds, yeah. You see, I mean, races like this, the guys could be gaining a lot of time, like you say, navigating through the GT4 class better than their competitors. it's all depending on where you meet these guys on track. So if you're lucky enough to catch up to GT4s and you've just come off turn 1 and you're on the long straight, but then the guys behind you sort of catching them here at turn 3, that's where you're sort of gonna lose that time.
Rodano is very, very, very close to Wenny, as you were saying
Wow,
before,
that's
and he's trying to
very close.
overtake him right now.
Salvatore.
Yep.
Salvatore,
And-
ambitious
made the
move here.
move.
This is side-by-side action.
Yes.
Drag race. Oh, Dennis has
wide.
got
He
these.
made it.
Oh, he's got it. He's pulled it off.
Ow!
Collision.
Understeer.
Salvatore saved it. Unbelievable driving. Oh, and he's got another run. Oh!
Oh,
both
guys, no,
behind.
no. That could happen.
Wanya made it stick. Mark Wanya getting hit from behind at a high-speed corner, and he made it stick. Unfortunately, Salvatore couldn't. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose with physics. Collision physics, I should say. And it looks like the two Ginettas with the Simone and Narduzzo taking advantage.
I know it's easy said and done when you're sometimes watching, but it comes down to when you pick your battles on what corner. I don't think that battle was there to be won through that turn. If you assess it and you tuck back in and then you pick your fight when it's a bit safer.
Meanwhile, sorry guys, Gardner went out and probably he had also some problems, but he seems he's just on the track, back on track now. Let's see if he has to go to the pit to fix some. No, it seems that everything is okay. Okay, what's happening on the top? Then Lewis, Rocco.
Rocco's closed the gap.
Yeah, he's closed it by a second.
I mean,
But
going
let's
back
not count
a couple
out.
of laps.
Let's not count out Salvatore Rodano. He's back on the tail of Narduzzo now with the Ginettas, and he's looking to get that track position back. He hasn't given up, not by a long shot. But yeah, I totally.
Simone is up to 3rd in the GT4 class as it stands at the moment.
Yeah, he was the one that took advantage, the primary benefactor of that little scuffle there. But I 100% agree with you. You got to pick your time on the track, and sometimes you get that momentum. It's not often that you can get like a run on somebody. You really kind of just have to pull back the reins a little bit, because sometimes just the parts of the track just add so much risk.
Yeah.
And then you just got to live for the next battle. But the fortunate thing about this game is, he can get right back into it, reconsolidate. Look, he's already making moves.
Yeah. Like you say, it's easy said and done. I mean, I know myself when you're in heat to battle, but you kind of learn, and I've learned from them mistakes down the years. You're looking on the clock, at the time, you're thinking 45 minutes to go. Tuck back in, and then he would probably pass them on the next 2 corners.
But the McLaren is also very quick too. It looks, actually, if you think about it, it looks like these Ginettas are working together to keep him behind him, actually. But here he goes. Oh, can he make it
The
stick?
speed difference. Oh. Overshot.
Did Simone have an off?
I don't know. Yes.
No,
Yes, he did have an off.
Yes, I'm watching his video, and yes.
That is some nice driving right there. He overtook a car he didn't intend to, but still putting the pressure on Simone. That's all part of the process of racing, is you're putting pressure on people and they're making mistakes and unforced errors, or I guess you could say forced errors. Oh, now we have Dan Lewis. Oh, Dan Lewis is stymied. That's going to give Rocco a chance to get caught up if he can get through cleanly. It looks like Rocco wasn't able to take complete advantage of. I think he got a couple of tenths.
Rocco seems to be faster than Lewis, eh? From the last,
Yeah, I think that was mainly to do with the traffic. I think they're
I think
quite even.
they're trading laps, you know, and once they get some clear space, they have to be able to take advantage of it. And it looks like Dan's doing a little bit of a better job at it. And then also when you encounter the GT4s, or you know, it's a significant loss in track time if you catch them at the wrong time.
I think that's the hardest part as well when you know, you're up against like these sort of guys in this field. You're putting down your best lap time sometimes, and you might not be taking much off them. But if you can take anything off them, believe me, the guys be watching the timing screens, and you know, if you're gaining a tenth, 2 tenths every lap, is going to put a little bit of pressure on them, for sure.
what about Marius Kelm, who's still very close to Coleman Corkery.
Yeah, Marius is doing a great job.
Yeah.
He's up there again. Solid drive.
Yeah, their track times aren't that far off from the leaders either, so these guys are definitely not slowing down.
It's still quite fast lap times, considering it's you know, we're into sort of nighttime driving on tyres that's done 15 laps. Temperatures are still good, 25 degrees.
Yeah, I'm wondering if as the track temperature drops, whether or not the pace will increase, because the tires won't be, you know, they'll have a chance to cool. It really depends on the temperature window where they're at. We don't know this. It looks like, unfortunately, Daniela Belladonna has retired.
Ah, yes. You might be
Yes, he
right.
has.
Uh, I guess we have lost a lot of drivers.
That moves James up to 6th.
And it looks like Salvatore Rodano has finally
7th.
cleared Narduzzo, but Narduzzo is not giving it away easy.
What's that? 6 seconds between Mark and Rodano.
Yeah, he's
Dennis
got to make up that time to Matt.
Dennis has got quite a very healthy lead.
Yeah, Dennis, all he needs to do is just consolidate his gains, find his race pace,
find a
and
rhythm and
just
settle.
Yep, and just not get in any trouble. But obviously, he's taking a look at the relative. Obviously, he knows the track time of the competitors. If they start picking it up, then he'll start picking it up. So, but he's got that cushion now, which is nice. It's a 6-second cushion. But
Just
if he
keeping
makes a
on the
mistake,
relative.
if he makes a mistake, he still could get caught up. So it really depends if he does make a mistake, where it happens, whether or not he collects himself quickly. But he's definitely still in the danger zone. But I think he's in probably the best position of all of them, of all the GT4s, obviously.
Just looking there, Dan just flicked the switch on the last lap, dropping a 124.8 on his previous one to the one he's just done. Put him back with a 3-second lead.
Yeah, these cars are definitely capable of hitting the 24s.
And Rocco's just done the same on his last 124.8, where Dan's just went up slightly. So there's sort of like, it's like almost like a boxing match, isn't it? It's like backwards and forth, and they're matching each other's lap times.
So guys, are the pit stop is the pit stop mandatory tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always mandatory, I think, isn't it?
Yep, the entire season we have at least one stop. I think in this case, they're going to have to get a splash. The GTEs are going to have to get a splash of fuel, just like last week. I suspect that they're all running soft tires, so there won't be any tire change. With this track temperature, I think they're going to last the entire race. But obviously, if you overdrive them, there is an element of graining and blistering on these tires in this game, so you will get accelerated wear if you hit any of those phases. Like, for example, if one of your tires gets over 100C and you start, hitting the corners really hard with it, it'll wear a significant amount. But if you keep it within that nice temperature window, you don't lock up, you keep it nice and steady with this track temperature, these soft tires should last the entire race. Looks like Jason Underwood is trying to line up Manders for Rick Manders for a pass here, but he's had a disappointing race. The Underwood Army's got to be disappointed so far.
I have a question. It's a personal question. I mean, we have probably one of the son of the driver in the chat, probably. I mean, Bex.
Nickel Jones on Collison.
Bex, yeah, maybe Chris Collison.
Nickel Jones is making an attempt on Collison right now. And he makes it stick.
And
traction. Good job. Great job there. I think we've seen that 4 or 5 times today. It looks like a prime overtake opportunity there. I'm sorry, Rennie.
No, it's okay. No. I'm on Chris Collison. I was looking at Chris Collison and Michael Jones. So I saw the action and I saw everything you said. It's okay. Simone is very frustrated. If I have to tell you the truth, I don't know what's happening to him, but he's the daughter. Sorry, we have the daughter of one driver. I don't know. Probably Chris Collison's driver. Chris Collison's daughter. I don't know.
Beck SC93.
Yeah.
Welcome, Beck.
Tommy, Bobby is asking you, please. Daniele has been disconnected. Yes. And Rocco is coming very close to Lewis. Dan Lewis, very close.
I wondered if Dan got caught up in traffic or he had a little bit of a moment. I don't know, we didn't quite catch that.
The key is, can Rocco take advantage of it? He's definitely benefited. So he's back in the draft.
Something's happened because Dan Lewis's last lap time is a 1:28.2.
Yes.
He almost lost 3 seconds. See what this one is. They're back down to 24.4s, so he's 1/10 quicker than Rocco on that last lap. So it was the previous lap, there's a bit of an issue somewhere.
But Rocco's got the draft right now. That means Dan's going to be pulling him along.
He might have a
looks
look
like
here.
Dan Lewis has a drive-through penalty for track limits.
No.
Drive-through penalty for Dan Lewis.
Lo so.
That is massive. A drive-through penalty is going to cost him 40 seconds of track time.
Oh, it's harsh.
Unbelievable.
It's a shame, very much so.
I was wondering where he was catching it. Do you think there's that off-track, at the last, before the last corner?
I think it's turn 1. There is that point, but it's turn 1 could catch you out as well.
Right, if you get over that sausage curb there at turn 1.
Over the sausage. I know the lobbies are already set up to occur 3 track limit ones. So obviously 3 is not a lot of mounts. The guys is on lap 20 now. You just take a little bit too much sausage curb on the on turn 1.
Then Lewis
enough
goes
to-
to the pit.
It's enough to throw
If
your
he's
car.
smart, he'll take his mandatory pit stop. But with a drive-through, can you stop if you have a drive-through penalty? He can't. He has to stop twice now, right?
Twice.
Uh,
I don't think that counts, does it?
No.
One's obviously mandatory stop and one's a
And
drive-through, isn't it?
he's going back to the track now. Actually in the 6th position. And Rocco is the 1st position now, obviously. Wanya also to the
Rocco.
pit.
Rocco is just a massive benefactor of that. It's just sometimes you're on the cutting edge of driving these cars, and those little mistakes, they can add up on, and that's why they have these penalties in here, because whenever you do have offs like that, sometimes a Rennie, you do get an advantage. But these guys, they know these limits, and they're pushing them every single lap as best they can. You just take the risk, and if you're 5 meters late on the brakes when you're already on the edge, that's going to cost you. I think there's an off-track limit there at the end of the
there is this one there.
the last corner.
Meanwhile, Manders is very close to Chris Collison right now.
And do you know what it
Manders
is, Tom?
What is it?
That first turn, you're not even gaining any advantage, but it's very cruel on the track limits.
Yeah.
It actually slows you down by running further to the left, but yet it flags you for a track limit. Obviously, that's how it is in real life, with this being like a grade 1 certified circuit.
And also, hopping over that sausage can't really help your traction. I always, if you get over the sausage curb, I always try to just straddle it the best I can, and you won't get dinged with a. Here we go. Manders trying to get a good run out of turn 1, and he's got the toe. Wow. Manders with front end damage, so it looks like he's used to this position. He's got the outside. It looks like Chris is trying to cover him off. Are we going to get another over-under, Craig?
Yeah, the brake earlier. No, underneath. Not quite.
I think Chris, savvy driver as he is, parked the bus there on him a little bit.
I think Chris might be listening to chat as well, so yeah.
Good job, Chris.
He would have heard that, there's quite a lot of moves getting set up at that point on circuit. But that was great defensive work.
Just a savvy veteran sim racing defensive. Nothing really extravagant, nothing crazy, nothing reckless. Just drive in the middle of the track and slow down a little bit in the corners. It's called parking the bus.
Yeah. Just make the car big. Just put it where you can't.
He knew exactly what Manders was trying to do, and he just had the perfect counter move. Oh,
if you look,
Manders with a nice run.
If you look where he's putting his car, he's basically saying to Manders now, if you want this position, you're going to go around the outside.
Yep.
So you cover off this inside line here. See, he initiated it earlier because he wants the right hand side line as the drag race down.
And we're gonna get a repeat of this. Oh, it looks like he broke the draft.
Wow.
Looks like Manders going inside now.
He's going to dive bomb down the inside. I knew it.
He made it.
Oh, and what an opportunistic time to catch a GT4 traffic. It gave Chris nowhere to go to counterattack. That McLaren right there, I think that was Dennis Hawkins. The GT4 cars again bringing some really great action.
What a mess.
Oh, look at this.
Man.
Look at this move, Chris Collison on the inside of a
around the
Cayman.
GT4. Oh. That was a fantastic move by Manders there. And
just
really good for Chris because he could have, tucked his car to the right a bit to try get out the way the GT4s, but his awareness kept him to the left, which is good driving. So by both guys.
This is great. Now it's time to catch your breath. You know, the heart rate has has gone up. You got to reestablish that baseline, get back into it. Chris Collison's got to get back in the draft. Can't let Manders get too far away, and then take advantage of anything that he can get as far as a counterattack is concerned. Anything else going on track? It looks like Salvatore Rodano has taken the lead over Dennis Hawkins somehow.
Did Dennis hit, and did Rondano stay out?
Or Dennis took Simone Buttafuoco with a drive-through penalty. I think Dennis might have pitted, perhaps, because I think he had a commanding lead, right?
Sì, ma perché? Che cosa hai fatto? What have you done?
Unsportsmanlike conduct, Simone.
I'm asking. I'm asking to Simone. Che hai fatto?
That's a paddling for Simone.
I'm not sure if Rodano's pitted or not, Tom. I might be wrong.
Dan Lewis?
No, Rondano.
Oh,
Rodano?
Yeah, that could explain why he's in first position. If Dennis came in and pitted and, maybe just did a stop and go. I think he had about a 30-second or 40-second lead. So I think that on track right now, Dennis is still in the lead because Rodano still owes us a pit stop here.
Irene, can you see who's pitted on your screen or not?
Can I see, sorry?
The guys who's made the pit stops.
No, I can't.
Oh, right.
No. I don't have...
I'm not sure if Narduzzo's been in yet.
No, I don't think so. No, only...
Mark Wani has been in the pits.
Not... I'm trying to... Because I while you were speaking, I said that a couple of drivers went to the pit. Okay, just right now, Marius Kelm is going to the pit. And also Buttafuoco to the pit. Drive-through for Buttafuoco. Suddenly, Coleman Corkery is in the third position. How is it possible? Did I miss something?
I think Dan Lewis went into the pits. Kelm went into the pits. But Coleman's been battling all day. He deserves a third, for sure.
Yeah, but I said at the start, I've seen him in the other leagues. I know he's got quite good pace, Coleman. I do believe he finished second in his championship. He just finished behind Dan Lewis. So.
Guys, sorry. What is the DT label that Kosicines is asking? DT label is
drive-through label.
Drive-through.
So obviously, like the list we've got up on screen, it doesn't show us.
No, it doesn't show
on the live stream.
No, and no.
Hopefully, it's something that might
it's guys not possible.
From Reza might implement in the future updates. Hopefully.
So there we go. Salvatore Rodano is in the pits, and that'll give Dennis back his position. Let's see where Salvatore filters out. Switching to Mark Wania.
I think Mark's obviously Dennis's main rival, because I don't think Narduzzo's come into the pit either. So if you look at the relative, you could be talking Dennis has got quite a commanding lead.
Looks like Wania came out in front of Salvatore. It's still, though, it's important because even if you're not in the same pit rotation, having cars in front of you and you're trying to catch up, it's difficult when you have that clear track just all of a sudden filled by another car. Be
interesting to see if Riley turns the heat up a bit. as it stands, Rocco's out in front. Almost 4 seconds now.
I checked
Bobby,
on him a couple laps ago, and he was 2 seconds behind due to some GT4 traffic. Now it looks like it's back down to 3.5 seconds.
okay, sorry guys, I'm missing. I'm trying to looking at the chat and at the same time following the drivers. So, Bobby wrote, perhaps Irene could ask Tom for us. I don't know what I should ask to Tom.
Oh, I think it had something to do with tire pressures and tire heat. Uh-oh, we have a roundabout here. Can't tell who it is. I just saw it in the background. You can tell by the flashing headlights spinning around the track. Sorry about that. He was talking about tire pressures and heat. You know, you have an optimal tire pressure, and say you have an optimal tire pressure based on the IMO of the tire. When the tire is too cool, how do you increase that heat, and can you increase the heat in the tire just by using pressures? And actually, this is going to frustrate you, Bobby, but both answers are correct. Increasing or decreasing pressure from optimal will increase tire heat just in 2 different ways. Decreasing the tire pressure will spread that heat across the surface of the tire, a larger contact patch, more rubbery sidewalls. That'll change the core temperature of the tire. But if you increase the pressure, you'll increase the heat on a smaller contact patch. It'll basically consolidate that heat into a smaller circle, so you have a higher opportunity of getting that an overheated or a heated tire in that smaller spot. And which way you choose, it's really up to you and the circumstances and how the car feels in your hands. I don't think
Camber's
there's
just
a
important, isn't it?
camber's important, but if you pay attention to your IMOs, your camber should be sorted by then. So this is talking strictly from optimal, and which way do you go tire pressure wise. Now I would say if it was like, say, wet track conditions, I would say go with a softer tire to try to get some more grip out of it. I think softer, you'll get a little bit more grip with that contact patch either way, so I think you're better off going softer. That's just my opinion, but that's the way the tires work. Also, the core tire temperatures are actually really important, and a big factor in that, believe it or not, is the brake ducts. So if you have a chance, if you have a cold tire, try closing the brake duct a little bit. Get that brake a little bit hotter. So long as you don't overcook the brakes,
no,
it'll help increase that core temperature of the tire and get you a little bit more grip.
Mark Wanya at the drive-through, and maybe also Dan Lewis
I think Dan Lewis got another drive-through there.
again.
I saw that flash up.
I'm surprised that hasn't DQ'd him. Normally, when you get 2 drive-throughs, I'm sure the game can sometimes throw you. What a shame, man. I wouldn't care. He's drove absolutely flawless as well.
And in the meantime, I'm sorry for Tommy Jr. that said that I don't know his name on the driver, but he was with a Corvette, and probably is not in the race anymore. I mean, he wrote, "Hello from the poor Corvette driver who made bad choice today. Have nice
Thomas
race."
Marledis. Yeah, he had.
Thomas Marledis.
I don't remember him seeing his incident. I know that maybe he had some catastrophic damage or a disconnect or something like that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, the Chevrolet manufacturer is not happy.
Mm.
They might be pulling his sponsorship soon. So, for all intents and purposes, this is an M8 GTE Spielberg race for the rest of the way. Not that it doesn't deserve it. It's a very fast car. Salvatore Rodano has moved up to P13 due to a pit stop rotation.
Rodano will take the lead once. I think, did they say that, is it Dennis who had a drive-through?
I think I saw Simone Did I see Dennis?
I don't know if Rennie just said one of the guys in GT4 had to drive through as well.
Let me check. Chi hai drive-thru? Solo. So for now, Dan Lewis only as a drive-thru.
Right. See, Rocco's pulled a nice healthy lead out in front.
Yeah, Rocco's just
almost 6.5 seconds now.
Just doing what Rocco does. He just wears you out with consistency. It's just unbelievable. Race in, race out. I don't think he's done a lap slower than, minus traffic, slower than in the 25s. So he's definitely, just wearing you out. He's like a boa constrictor. He just tightens his grasp on the race.
He's in the rhythm. And see it as well. I mean, if the guys behind have already had track warnings and they're on the final one, they don't want to be trying to up the pace to catch Rocco, if you get me, because then they end up with a drive-through. So you might start seeing guys just settling for position now.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. If you see a guy getting away from you, start putting that pedal down, I mean, what else can you do? You want to try to win.
If you've had 2 track penalty warnings, I know the lobby's only assigned for 3, so you haven't got much.
It looks like Dan Lewis got a couple of pit lane violations crossing the white lines. Just a catastrophic, just a mountain collapse of, avalanche of problems for Dan Lewis today. And I talked to him before the race. He was really excited for this too. Spielberg is a lot of people's favorite track. It's one of those sleeper tracks that no one talks about.
I didn't want to interrupt you, sorry, but I just wanted to tell you that probably Dan Lewis didn't go for the drive-through, and now he has got 50 seconds of penalties.
That's unbelievable.
What a shame. I mean, he was leading the pack and he was leading quite comfortably at the time.
So is his are these penalties gonna, I know obviously it's gonna affect him at the end of the race if he doesn't consolidate all of them by coming in, but who's gonna take advantage of this? Does it look like, do you think Kelm, Collison, and Underwood and Manders are all gonna be able to overtake Dan?
Well, I think everybody will. I think it almost put Dan to the back, almost. Showing at the relative now, yeah. Give or take, he might push him all the way obviously down in 9th.
Yeah, that's a good question. What did happen to Manders there? I don't know how the rotations played out, but it appears that maybe Chris and Jason haven't taken their stops yet. I don't recall seeing them come in, but I haven't really been paying attention to that closely.
No, I don't think they have, Tom. I don't think they've been in yet.
Okay, so that could explain the track position and why Manders is in last and 10th.
I think obviously the guys is trying to work together and they'll be obviously studying the track. If it's
Rocco
okay
in the
for
pits.
traffic.
Rocco to the pit.
Is Riley going to stop out? That's sensible. It only takes Rocco now to get caught in traffic. And then that lead has been crushed.
I think Erie should stay out so long as he doesn't get into GT4 traffic. As soon as he sniffs any GT4s, which it looks like he has. Oh my God, bulling through here.
It's going out.
He got around, it looks like a Janetta, but yeah, I think it's the GT4 traffic that's got to dictate when you come in for a stop here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you see a bunch of headlights and they're all GT4s and they're closing in on you, that's when I would duck in the pits because just hope to get a reset of the, get a re-roll of the dice and maybe come out and get some clear track. That's the only hope that Erie has, but it looks like he's caught up with 2 GT4s just this lap.
This is where third-party apps come in handy for your mobile phone. So you can see everybody's position on track.
Right.
Gives you an indication of like if you're going to build up a traffic, then you know you're going to slip into the pits.
Right, yeah.
So you're looking ahead before you get there, if you know what I mean.
Okay,
Right.
right now I'm looking from the cockpit of Rocco, and Cosa Cinesi has just written, "Say hello to Rocco, he's listening to you." So, just wanted to tell you that. Sorry for interrupting you.
Chris said Manda's had a spin.
Ah,
It's in the chat
Zoe.
from Zoe. Yeah.
Underwood in the pits. Looks like Simone gets another paddle in for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Again. C'è una condotta antisportiva.
Oh, is that Rocco?
Una condotta antisportiva.
Did Rocco just spin there?
I didn't catch it.
I've just seen it on the stream.
Yeah, it looks like he got 20 seconds, but he was in the pits, right?
Yeah, he just come out the pits, but he just had a spin off turn 1. But he quickly gathered himself together, which was similar at Spa. He picked it up quite quickly, considering he had a bit of a moment.
But he only had 6 seconds of advantage over Erie, right?
Yes, before the pit. Yeah.
And it looks like it's right around the pit stop window. So Erie, this is Erie's chance.
That's what I was saying. If he stopped out and he doesn't hit traffic, that lead's disappeared. And if he can go in and just do a quick splash, they're almost going to come out side by side.
And Erie's looks like he's got clear track ahead of him this whole way.
Janetta. You get the inside line past this Janetta. That's it, down the bank.
That's not a bad place. Oh, looks like he's got a spin behind him.
What's that?
That was Jason Underwood.
Ah, Jason.
Sometimes the arrow drops out of these BMWs when you're in traffic right at the wrong time. If you get a tank slapper and you're hitting the gas, and to go back to the question from earlier, this stream about traction control, that's why you would use traction control
later on in the race.
Yeah, of course.
Now, like from halfway mark, you might want to think about implementing a little bit of traction control. As those tyres is wearing down, you're going to need that little bit of aid to help you out the corner. The tyres is not then going to plant and wanting to shoot out of the corner.
Yeah, the tires they're not wanting to help you grip up. They're actually trying to hurt you from gripping up. So
just want to over-rotate, don't they? Definitely, most definitely.
And it looks like Coleman Corkery and Riley are entering the pits, and they're within a second of each other. Look at Coleman.
Yes.
Okay.
Together.
So it looks like Rocco's lead may be intact here. Okay. Yeah. I think there was something going on with Erie and Coleman, something with GT4s.
Rocco's gonna.
Chris and Manders battling again.
Be way past.
Let me check.
It might be even bigger gap.
There it goes. Rocco is back in the lead.
Coleman's come out in front of.
They're not even close. Okay, so Rocco's lead has been preserved. All the Rocco fans out there, you can take it. You can let that deep breath out, pick up your pina colada, and enjoy the rest of the race because Rocco just has to do 3 or 4 more laps, and he's got this in a bag.
Riley's still in the pits.
Riley must have had repairs enabled, and he's got to sit there and wait for an entire repair time. That sometimes what's really frustrating running is sometimes you may not want that little damper to be repaired. Maybe it's only like at 3%, and if you have it set for repair and it's only got 3% wear, those guys are coming out with the wrenches and the screwdrivers and they're taking that damper off the car, and that takes a whole 60 seconds. And that's frustrating when you don't want to actually repair something. That's why it's important to set those strategies. James Gansey is in second place, Craig. He hasn't come in for a pit, has he?
He hasn't pitted yet, no.
No.
Okay. So
we are
he's
waiting for
effectively in, it looks like 4th place right now. Here he comes, diving in. he's going to come out if all things turn out well and he has a good pit strategy.
Now
He's going to
going.
come out
fourth.
front of Erie.
Now he has just gone to the pit, Gansey.
Yep.
I think we must have lost Dan as well, did we? Obviously, Dan, I don't know if he'd left the lobby or disconnected or whatever.
I don't know.
Or is he still there? I can't see him.
He's not on my screen, unfortunately.
No, on my
Looks like he might
screen.
have had a drop out there. Either voluntary or involuntary.
I don't know.
But James Gansey looks like he's cycling out. Let's see where Erie is on track. Erie's not even close. This looks like that's just a really bad time to repair. I hope it wasn't what I suspected. Simone Buotafoco, another unsportsmanlike conduct. Simone.
What's happening to him? I don't know.
What is he throwing at people?
But you're right with that, with the setup, Tom. It could be only even 1% and they change the whole part.
Exactly.
So if it's a front splitter 1%, they take the front splitter off and replace it.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Instead of just putting a bit sort of gaffer tape on.
Yeah, one of those things that you could
Frog
implement
tape.
in game is, being able to set like a repair modifier. So like say 10%, which is 10%. I think the 10 to 20% is when it's actually really going to start impacting the drivability of the cars. If in the future in this game, if they had the ability to set repairs for say 15% damage only or more, I think that would be really helpful for these kinds of in-between situations where you come into a pit and you have default pit strategy enabled and you have a damper that's barely worn. He might have had a gearbox. Who knows? They might have had to change a gearbox. We don't know. But anything that has any wear on it, they're going to try to repair it. So yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like a bit eerie a little bit there. But James Gansey has taken advantage of it. But Coleman, the story of the day, I think, is obviously Rocco, but Coleman Corkery. What a fantastic race from Coleman today. He's only 11 seconds a foot from Rocco, and I don't believe he qualified in the top 5.
No. I don't remember, if I have to tell you the truth.
Same with James. For the second week running.
Yeah, James was
he didn't have
11.
Yeah, he didn't have a very good qualifying session, but he always seems to find himself at the right end.
Yeah, and Marius Kelm with a really strong race. A lot of the times, just staying consistent, staying out of trouble, even though you might not be the fastest car on track. Man, I make a career out of not being the fastest car on track, but finishing relatively strong. So hats off to these guys for just keeping it together and staying out of trouble. But you also have to say, we have to give a shout out to Dennis Hawkins. We've got, maybe 2-3 laps to go, but Dennis Hawkins has just driven a fantastic race. He's almost a minute ahead of a number 2, and that's almost a full lap. He might actually be even lapping other GT4 cars at this point.
He's absolutely commanded.
Absolute domination in the
Flawless
GT4
drive.
category.
I think Dennis has just done more or less the same of last week. He's got his head down, he's found his rhythm, and he's not let any of the GTE cars distract him. He's just drove his own race.
Yeah, him and the McLaren have got a thing going, and he's even got the McLaren livery, as far as I can tell, with the orange and blue. So there's some type of partnership going on. The car and him agree, and they're just going to be moving forward this whole championship. And the way the point structure is in this championship, Rocco and Dennis, if all things end out the same, they're going to be actually really close in points. I think the GTE cars have a little bit of a point advantage as far as how the numbers play out with first positions, but this isn't he's definitely going to be there. So this is a very interesting battle. These GT4 competitors can win this championship, folks. So that's really, really important.
You've got to bear in mind as well, Tom, the switch back with pole positions and fastest laps.
That's
So I mean, Dennis Hawkins.
A spin for
Hawkins could be doing
Underwood.
Dennis could be doing fastest race lap, but Rocco might not. So he's gained one there. And same with the qualifying sessions. Dennis is, can get the pole position, and the leader of the GTE might not. So there's that way as well. I think is it 2 points difference what the guys from GT4s to GTEs is getting. So I mean,
something like
Dennis
that, yeah.
could make that up within pole position, fastest race lap.
Right. And hats off to Salvador Rodano, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his last name. It's never been my strength.
So the pronounce is Rodano.
Rodano. Okay.
Yes.
Do I have to roll the R's? I'm just terrible with the R rolling. Rodano.
Yes, it's perfect.
Regret saying that.
Nardoza to the pits.
Okay, so there we go. Narduzo waiting to the last moment to pit.
27 seconds till to the end.
Rodano is coming around the last corner. Narduzo still in the pits. It looks like, yep, Salvatore has consolidated second place. What a fantastic race from him, though. Some of the most entertaining driving and battling I've seen in a long time.
Him and Mark's very close.
Yeah, and Mark's not going away.
Mark's only 2 seconds away from going at the final lap, isn't he? Can we get on them?
So this is the last lap in the end.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking at Mark Wania and Salvatore Rodano.
That's it, Rocco. Great drive.
Rocco just got in between.
Good job, Rocco.
Congratulations to Rocco.
Congratulations. And second position.
Coleman.
Coleman Corkery.
And Marius. The 2 guys behind have been very consistent as well. And James. Very shame for Riley in the pit window. Chris up to 6th, great drive.
Simone Puertofoco, one more unsportsmanlike conduct just to even the numbers out. But what a great drive, guys. It was just amazing to watch this. Now? I think the way it's played out, he had still a full complete lap to go when the race ended, where some of the other people had already crossed, but that's how commanding of a lead. He was like in a different stratosphere today. Dennis Hawkins, great job.
Mark's very, very close.
Yeah, they're all locked up now. These positions are frozen. The only person on track I think right now is Dennis, and he's just going to cross the line now. So
yeah.
Well done, Dennis. Yeah. Congratulations.
I think when Rocco crosses the line for the last time, that freezes the race, and anybody who crosses that's done. So that's just the way it ended. It was odd.
Great driving that McLaren. Dennis, superb.
Not a scratch on that thing either.
No, something happened. I don't know if... No, it's okay. I thought something happened to Salvatore Rodano, but it's okay.
That goes back to that theory, Tom. Looks like Dennis has done his GT4 quickest lap there as well.
There you go.
There's a point extra gained. Interesting to see what the GTE guy's done.
Does it look like Rocco got the fastest lap too? Does he get that point back?
Cannot see further up. I think Rennie needs to scroll up a bit.
No, it looks like Rocco got fastest lap as well by 1/1000th of a second over Erie Riley.
Wow.
1/1000th.
Wow.
Fastest lap goes to Rocco.
That's pretty close.
That is pretty close. How close is that? Do you think that's like a splitter?
It's pretty close.
So, uh, for really for Rocco has got the fastest lap. So it was very close. No, chi era?
I think from a
Really?
numbers perspective, that's the closest it could be mathematically. You need an atomic clock to judge the difference in time after that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how close it is.
Good evening, guys. Rocco here.
Ciao
Good evening.
Rocco! Congratulations!
Congratulations, Rocco. Congratulations,
Well
Mark.
done.
Dennis, sorry.
Oh, thank you. It was good fun.
Fantastic driving from both of you today. Craig, did you want to take the interviews this week?
Yeah, I'll leave it to you too, guys.
All right. Well, Rocco, it looked like Dan Lewis had the better of you for the first half of that race, but you hung in there. You know, what was your strategy when someone starts to slip away like that? Do you just kind of just like, do you go inside yourself? Did you push? Did you try to squeeze more out of the car?
Well, as always, I tried to stay calm and go for the long race. And I knew Dan is going fast for the first laps, and maybe he does an error, so he does maybe what got him back. So don't know, I saw him right out a bit after 10 laps or so, and then he pitted and never came back. So don't know. So for your mate, not going well for Dan, but that's the way it is, right?
Yep. So it looked like in the early phases of the race, there was some really heated battles in the GTE class, especially at turn 2. What's it like trying to battle through turn 2 here at Spielberg?
Turn two is pretty strategic one. You can gain or lose pretty much time there, and you have to release brakes pretty early to not lock up and spin. That's really important there. And yeah, one or two times I had a drift there too, and just caught it back. And yeah, I was lucky. Good training, maybe.
Yeah, is there a lack of is there less grip on the inside if you say you do over under? Because I saw you do there were some over unders going on, and with all the flashpoint liveries on screen, it was hard to keep track of who was who. But it looked like the inside, you know, to do that outside turn into the inside was actually getting you some traction.
Yeah, well, it's not actually about grip there. It's about corner speed. You can track more speed through a wider line there. You're coming from the outside and go inside and keep the traction. So you have to, take a little bit. You have to lift a bit to keep control, and that makes you faster. So if you're stuck to the inside, you have to get really slow, and then you're in the
Right.
in low revs, and you have not enough power to come out quick again.
Rocco, sorry, I'll ask you a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
As we're talking on turn 3 there, it was just to get your sort of insight of how you approach that. Do you do a lot of trail brake and go into turn 3 and then slowly release and then careful on the downshifts? Because I've noticed going into turn 3, if you're a bit aggressive on the downshifts, it can spike there because with the corner being slightly off camber. I don't know if you've experienced that. It could be a bit rough with the downshifts if with it being slightly off camber, you know.
Yeah, I fully agree. That's what I try to describe. You have to be careful there and not too aggressive on the downshifts because the car is getting upset doing this.
Do you take it in gear 1?
Sorry?
Or second? Do you take it in first gear or second gear, that corner?
The first one, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you get more acceleration. Now, sometimes obviously maybe if your tires are going, you might have done it like a quick shift.
Second gear, and Tier 3 is first gear only.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So.
And track limits was a big story of this race. Which corners in particular were the ones that you had your eye out for track limits today?
It was pretty dramatic for track limits. I had the free limit, also I got a free count only. And yeah, where? Let me guess.
Turn
We were
one.
thinking
T1,
turn one.
T1, if you go wide over the sausage there.
Yeah, that's what we're saying in
It's
chat.
unavoidable if you have traffic there and you try to go outside or to stay inside and then come out quick. You run wide, and it happened one time, and also in the
In Sector 3, the
free also.
penultimate and the ultimate corner, that that runoff area, is that a penalty as well if you go beyond the AstroTurf?
Where exactly? On the downhill,
Between
right?
the ultimate, the final turn, like the two right-handers before the main straight.
Yeah, the final turn is.
I think if you go off the AstroTurf
You
there,
get a
that's a
lot of
penalty.
grip if you do it right there, so you don't have to. You have to keep the grip on turn-in. Don't lose it. Don't understeer, and then you get out pretty quick. Also, a lot of training there. I missed the last turn for the first 30 laps of training, also every time, and it's hard to get it right, really.
Right. Well, congratulations on a great race, Rocco. I think it was
I hope you
another
enjoyed it.
demonstration of your aptitude in these race cars. It's and you deserve every win you get, because it's impressive to watch you.
Thanks for everybody watching. Greetings.
Congratulations, Rocco.
I'll second that, Rocco. That was bloody
Nice
awesome.
one, Rocco.
Dennis, congratulations, buddy.
Thank
So,
you.
what type of lunch do you pack when you drive these cars nowadays? It looks like you're dominating the field. Did you have a turkey sandwich today, or was it tuna fish?
No, actually it was Wheat Bix. There you go, because I'm getting up early in the morning.
All right. Oh, so you have eggs. There you go.
No eggs today.
Gotcha. What's it like today for you? It's night conditions. It's our first night race, right? So does that change anything for you? Did visibility become a factor for you? Or any of these corners blind with the headlights only?
No, actually, I prefer it in the dark. I actually find the lines better, so it's actually nice.
Right. Okay. So I was pondering during the race that if you had a pact with McLaren, and the car and you seem to have like this relationship, and you're getting more out of it than any other of the McLaren drivers right now. So what's that key? Have you found something? You discovered something? A little polish on Friday.
No, just keep it smooth into the corners. It actually has a really nice weight to it. Just move it into the corners late sometimes. Just depends on what it is. Get the turn in right. That's pretty much it. I'm not doing too much to set up. Just a little couple edits, but not much really big. So I'm just driving the car. That's all.
Right.
Dennis, I ask you a question from there, please.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Which corner were you finding like maybe the most difficult to navigate with obviously using the McLaren? Because I know sometimes it can suffer from a slight understeer mid corner.
Yeah, can.
I don't know if that was maybe when you were coming down the hill on the brakes and you were trying to get turned into turn 4 on the AstroTurf.
Yeah, it does that there, but also the second last corner before you go the two right-handers.
Yeah.
Just in there, that's actually a tricky corner for this car.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to ease off and don't really go hard in that corner. It's more, you feel like you're going slow in that corner most of the time, but you're actually going pretty quick if you do it the right way.
So you're trying to distribute the weight, if you like, sort of
basically moving weight,
let it settle and get it back in its line, sort of thing.
Yeah, it drives itself basically. You just have to put it in the right line.
Great stuff.
Well, that's great. It was a fantastic dominating win on your behalf. You did a great job today. I don't think you put a wheel off, and usually when that happens, it's always the best.
I actually had one wheel off. Actually, I had to let the tailenders, not the faster guys, come through, and my throttle actually went and made a huge bang. And I went off for a microsecond. I went off, and I went, "Oh, that's not good." It kept on going, so I was okay.
Okay, good.
Don't let them bully you, Dennis.
No,
the big boys, the GTE boys. Don't let them push you about.
Nah, it's cool. It's all good, man.
Well, congratulations, Rocco and Dennis. You did a great job today, and
obviously the rest of the field. everybody, fantastic job.
Yeah, again, second
Very
race in a row, I
respectful
didn't
driving.
see very many scuffles between GTEs and GT4s. They stayed out of each other's way, got on with their own races, and took the chances when they had. I thought we had some really great battles today in both classes, which is just an unbelievable thing to see. You could have two things going on at the same time, and unfortunately, I think we missed some of them because of it.
I think
Yeah.
Dennis needs to slow it down so we can catch a bit of GT4 action.
Maybe. But I say it's something it's actually enjoyable with the faster cars coming behind me because it actually keeps my concentration going. So I can actually concentrate on my race, and it's quite interesting.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, Renee, is that it? Were we pulling any more interviews
Tommy,
today for everybody?
no, Tommy. I don't know. Have you already? Because I was just writing on the chat and so on. Have you already asked something to Coleman and to one more question? Would you like to ask one more question to Coleman, Corkery, and to Marius, please?
Is it Marius or I see?
Mark. I think it's Mark's in the chat. Mark one
Mark is Marius Kelm or not?
No,
that's
I'm
Mark
in the
Wanier.
GT4.
So
I'm not as quick as him.
So we
Mark
don't
Wanier, yeah.
have Marius Kelm. No.
No, but you've got Coleman Corkery as well.
Coleman, please speak up. Are you there?
Coleman, we can't hear you.
Get your mic.
He might be muted.
It's not muted.
No, it's not muted, but at the same time, I can't hear him.
Right now, he's scrambling for the Discord settings to try to get his. Maybe if he races in VR, his mic might be set to his VR headset. Like that happens to me every other day.
There, when we in chat, you're like, oh, 2 seconds.
Well, Mark, since you're here, I might as well ask you a question. I think you had a nice little battle with Salvatore today. So could you describe that?
Yeah, I'm just watching it here on replay as well. That was it was intense. I'm very new to all of this, so I don't feel like I have any right being up at the front, I tell you. But my car I had 2 track limit warnings after 1 lap. I was not in control.
That's great.
Yeah.
You've done epic then. You have done epic.
I ended up, I'm watching it now. We had a full-on battle for second. I think we hit twice, and then he disappeared for a bit, and then he got me again. But yeah, that was fun. But I'm gutted because I have a mate I race with here, Matt Nicol-Jones. He was up in your class, and he's not happy with me because he'd come to lap me, and apparently I took him out. Which I was letting everyone by. I think he's probably listening now, and I've got to watch the replay because it was not intentional. He said I'm coming through because I had him on Discord, and I ran wide, spun, and I think I took him out. Everyone else, I was concentrating so hard to let the fast guys through, and then I had a drive through, and I don't know how I did it, but I managed to finish 3rd. I think I got it on the last 2 laps.
Nice.
And whoever was in second, I was right behind him at the line. But
yeah,
this is not easy, though, is it?
You definitely deserve it based on your best lap. Your time was actually the 3rd best in the class, so you definitely deserve that spot. So congratulations to you.
Cheers.
Yeah, good drive, Mark. Well done,
everyone.
Well done. Great time too.
So Mark, sorry, are you still there?
Yeah.
So what were you thinking when you were going? I think it was 3 or 4 consecutive corners. You were more or less door to door. I think we kind of picked up on chat, like, sometimes it's the case of, I think Rodano picked the battle maybe that couldn't be won round the outside sort of thing,
Yeah, I thought I gave him a little nudge there.
Yeah.
But that wasn't it. I think I don't know what happened, whether we had fast cars coming through. I'm just watching it again now, but it looks like he must have hit me up the rear and just lost it. But again, he came through.
It was a great watch, great spectacle.
Yeah, it was good.
Around the corner.
And then you always feel guilty, just like, oh, was that my fault? It's just like, I swear I gave you room. But
it's definitely the heat of the moment, though. I mean, if them moves is on, yourself, you go for them, don't you? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's easy when I'm not racing to sit back and say, oh well, maybe I would drop off, but.
Yeah, I was in the first race we did, where we Spa. I got into the lead in that one, and then I got taken out, and then I came onto the track in a bad way, and I annihilated, I think, Simon, the chap who runs this whole thing. But there was no hard feelings. But again, I'm just getting into it, so.
Good result. Points on the board, matey. Good job.
Yep. It's all fun. It's sweaty though, isn't it? Jeez, I need to get fans on this rig.
You have to get fit.
Yeah. Well, I used to race real cars, and I'm not joking. This is more stressful. I swear to God, I'm more nervous. I'm more sweaty racing this thing than the real thing.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Yep.
Nickel Jones does as well, doesn't he? Does he race real cars?
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
He is ridiculously fast in a real car, but he was he switched off and he had to go and settle down because he thinks I took him out. Bless his cotton socks. I'm trying to get to that part of the replay. It was 11 minutes to go, but I think he had a spin at the start, which I'll just say. So he wasn't up at the front anyway. His own fault for being so far back.
What car does he drive in real life then? On track?
So they are, what I say, we're Academy Motorsport. We've got the British GTs, got the Mustang. And the coolest thing, he now has his very own Scalextrics car made with all his racing colours on it, with Academy Motorsport
cool.
written on it.
You know
It's
you've made
cool.
it then when you get a Scalextrics car made of you.
It's fantastic. But yeah, they're we've been racing years, a pair of us.
Sweet, I know.
I'm getting older now, so now I do sim racing.
Yeah.
All right,
It is
guys. Well,
get sweaty.
congratulations.
Yeah,
And,
well done all.
We'll
So-
see you in a
Nice.
couple of weeks.
Guys, in a couple
Yep.
of weeks we will be in Imola, in Italy.
Imola.
Oh, Imola. Oh,
Yes.
lovely Imola.
Yes, so we were waiting for you guys. And
Thunderstorm.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to see you over there in Imola. All from your countries, but in Imola, in Italy. Okay, guys. Thank you very much and congratulations to all of you. Grazie to our commentators of tonight, to Nemesis 69 and to Steelcast 27. Sorry, I'm tired tonight. Grazie. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
thanks.
Cheers, guys. Bye, all.
Ciao.
Bye.
Good night.
Good
Ciao,
night.
ciao.